Hey, what's going on everybody on YouTube? How's everybody doing? I'm doing just fine, doing awesome actually. So today I have something sort of special for you. It's a giant pumpkin home. But before we get started and going straight into the video, I first want to mention a little thank you to Moon Prism Girl. She came up with the idea that we should do fall/Halloween themed builds for the month of October, and I think that would be really fun to do. And so to start off, we have a giant pumpkin home. It's going to be pretty interesting. Hopefully you guys like it. Let's take a look at it. Alright, so, giant pumpkin home. I know what you're thinking, I'm a little bit crazy, but this is going to be one of the coolest houses I think I've ever built, because it just takes something that usually isn't a house, or is never going to be a house in real life, and makes that possible in Minecraft. You know, it makes it pretty unique, and just makes it something that is going to be just a fun thing to say, hey, I live in a giant pumpkin, okay? And especially for this time of year, it's going to be perfect. Now, depending if you're watching this in like the summertime, it really isn't going to be that that good for the time of year. But hey, if you want to live in a pumpkin still, I mean, you could do it. Maybe I'll make a giant watermelon house for the summer. Who knows? But we're in the fall at the time of recording this, and I think this is going to be a perfect house for this specific time of year. Yay. So let's take a look at the giant pumpkin home. Now you're probably wondering, how do I get into my house? Like, there is no front door, there's no easy access. Well, as you can see, the sign is over here, and usually when I put the sign into one of these houses, it's usually by the front door. Now, is there a front door here? No. But around the back there is. You're probably like, what? Well, actually up here, there's a front door. So it leads up into a trap door. You have to climb the pumpkin's vine to get up into your house. Now, I know some of you are going to be like, but I'm an efficient Minecraft player. I need to be so efficient. I need redstone elevators to get everywhere. Well, that's my elevator, okay? A pumpkin vine. Alright? So, so we have an enchantment table, an anvil, just your basic necessities for survival. I don't really need to explain it to you. And a little end rod just to light up the room. You could put a torch in here if you do not have an end rod, because I know this is a pretty basic materials house to build, and it's not too bad on resource heavy. It just uses the hardened clay, which I think is not too bad to get. It uses orange hardened clay, orange wool, and just the green hardened clay and wool. So, I mean, it's going to be pretty easy. You just got to get yourself some leaves, and if you want to do the decorations that I've done around it, you can do that as well. I think it definitely helps out with the environment of it. So, let's get right into the tutorial part of this video. So this tutorial for me is going to be pretty difficult, but for you it should be pretty easy. Now the reason why it's going to be pretty difficult for me is simply because it's a pretty random design. Now, before we get started with the tutorial, I want you guys to put this layout down in your world. It's only a 3x3 little area, so it'll be pretty easy to put down. You can do whatever mix match of patterns, or you could just follow the pattern that I go by when building this giant pumpkin. So it's going to be a pretty easy tutorial nevertheless for you, but for me to explain it, it's going to be kind of difficult. So just, you know, kind of follow along with what I do and everything like that. So while we're building this, we're going to put a 3x3 area down above ground. So this is not going to be in the ground like most of our layouts. It's going to be above ground. So you want to make sure that you do that and get it ready to go. Now, this is going to be pretty simple. Now it's the same for all the sides. So when we do this, we're going to go up 1. So we're going to come out, we're going to go diagonal from our little layout here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go and do like a 2 block height there coming off of this 3x3 area that we built earlier. So I'm going to do this for all the sides. So as you can see, I'm just going to make a random pattern. It doesn't have to have you know, this much of that material or this much of this material. You want to do, we want to kind of make it a little bit balanced between each material. You want to make sure you're not putting too much hardened clay in there or too much wool, because it's going to make it look a little bit weird. These are the textures for the pumpkin is what we're trying to go off of here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go up 3 more blocks off of what we just built, and we're going to do that right now. So as you can see, I just see, I'm doing the random design as I go. So what I want to do is I'm going to stack up 3, 1, 2, 3, and you know what I'm actually going to do? I'm actually going to do it a different way, just to show you a different way of doing it. So I'm going to stack up 3 with my hardened clay. You don't have to do this, but I'm going to do it this for the tutorial's sake. This is why I said it would be difficult. So I'm going to stack up 3 more from what we originally built. Alright, and that'll equal up to 5 then, obviously. And so then I'm going to just kind of mix match some wool in here as sort of the pumpkin. And I want to make sure I get rid of a lot of hardened clay so there's not so much going on here. And I want to make sure it's sort of random in a way, and make sure it connects with the bottom texture so it blends. And yeah, it's not too bad. You kind of get the idea of what we're doing here. We're just kind of mix matching patterns here and just making whatever comes to mind, really. So I think I'm going to put one there, and there you go. You kind of got that a little bit. Now, what we did on the bottom, we're going to do exactly on the top. Don't worry about putting the trapdoor in. I know that's, you know, part of up here. But what we're going to just do is just put this in here, and there you go. You kind of just got a little random pattern. So, as I said, it's very random, but it's, you know, very easy to do. You just kind of mix match and see what looks good. I mean, you can put the same sort of design on each side. I don't really recommend that, but you can do that if it's a little bit tricky to come up with a design for each sort of side. Again, it's just sort of just mix matching and seeing what looks right to your eye and getting it to look perfect. Now, as you can see, this kind of looks weird, so we got to give it more of a, I want to say rounder shape, but this is Minecraft and we can't do that. So I'm just going to add 3 blocks on either side like this. So once again, I'm just going to go up like this, and just keeping 3 blocks within the middle of the 5 blocks that we just did, and we're going to do this like so. So now this right here is a bad example. See how this is a straight line of just wool? You don't really want that. So what I'm going to do to fix that is put my wool down here for the 3 and just do that, and then I'll kind of mix match as I go here. Maybe another little wool could go there, maybe a hardened clay could go here. And there you go. That looks way better than what we were doing here. And you can come in here and you can mix match it even more if you want. See, like this looks a little weird to me. It's all up to you and what you really want to do with your little design. So just kind of play with it and work with it and make little changes as you go. So now here comes the sort of easy part in the tutorial where I actually know what I'm talking about, because this is the easy part to explain. So we're going to do something like this. We're going to make it the vine. Now the vine, again, you could do however you want. You can go to the right, you can go to the left, come to the front. It's just got to make sure it's sort of a staircase leading up to, or like a parkour way up to the top of the pumpkin, because we need to be able to get there. So first thing to establish is your trapdoor. So I want to put my trapdoor in the back. I'm going to assume this is the back of my pumpkin, because I like the front of this. This looks pretty nice. And what I'm going to do is just place a green wool right here. That's going to be the little stem. And then I'm going to extend off of that. So I'm going to put some birch leaves going around like this. So 2 in the front and then another one in the back. You can do a combination of leaves. That's what I'm going to do here. I do spruce and birch. So you can do just the one type of leaf, or you can do 2 types of leaf. I recommend doing birch leaves and spruce leaves. They match the wool much better. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a hardened clay. So I'm going to go on top of the leaf I just did in the back. So we're going towards the back here. And I'm going to go down towards the side. Now, I don't like having this like that, how it makes a sharp turn. So I'm going to go diagonal from what we did, and then I'm going to start extending it downward. So I'm going to do this in hardened clay first, so it's sort of not, so it's easier to follow in what I'm doing. So I'm going to go down, and then I'm going to go down like this. So as you can see, I got this little stem going on here, and I'm actually going to change this to be diagonal like that with that one. And as you can see, I kind of got this shape now. Now I want to add more to it. I'm going to add green wool. I'm going to add some more green wool, just in the bottom there, and maybe one in the top up here. Now to really start making the staircase so I can get up here, you're actually going to want to jump this a little bit. So I'm going to add a birch leaf here, because I can't do the 2 blocks obviously. I'm going to go up here, I'm going to do another little leaf here, I'm going to do a spruce leaf there, just to change it up a little bit. Then I'm going to do a birch leaf here, and I'm going to hop up here, and I can actually get up all the way. So that works out quite perfectly. And yeah, so if I hop down here, that works out pretty perfect. And I'm just going to extend my vine, or my little, yeah, I guess it's a vine, my little stem, kind of coming down all the way down here, and just kind of spreading out everywhere. It just looks nicer if you kind of decorate it a little bit and let it blend in with the terrain a little bit. And there you go. You got a nice little pumpkin going on there. But there's still more we could add to the outside. Now, I would do the interior, but it's basically just put a ladder on the wall here so you can get in and out, and then just decorate it however you want inside. I'm not going to show you how to do the interior because it's a pretty simple interior. It's mainly just for the survival purposes, because, you know, I don't know how you would decorate a pumpkin. You could do it however you want. You could put a table in there, you could do whatever. I'm going to leave that up to you guys though. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to start scattering some leaves around, just putting some leaves here and there. You can do them in bunches like I'm doing, or you can randomize them, whatever you want to do. It's really up to you. It's a pretty simple little thing here, and I'm just going to do maybe one more over here, and another one like that, and another one here, and another one here. Yeah, and that's perfect. I like that a lot. So a little bit of tips and tricks for what you could do to decorate your pumpkin is so maybe some orange tulips. White tulips look really nice. Ferns, grass. What else we got? Cobwebs. I mean, if you want to make it look sort of spooky, you could do that. I definitely know acacia fence and a torch here and there look pretty good. And what else do we have? Tall grass, double grass looks really nice. And then a nice little block that kind of blends in with the fall theme is podzol, because podzol kind of looks like leaves on the ground. Isn't that pretty cool? Like, it looks like it's got that fall color to it, like the leaf colors on the ground, like leaves have fallen and they're on the ground. So podzol definitely gives it a nice little fall theme to it. So I definitely recommend, if you can get podzol, putting that down around in little bunches like we did with the leaves, just in the ground and stuff. It makes it look really, really nice, and gives it something more to it. Just a little bit more decoration that you normally wouldn't get if it weren't there. So so there you go. That's perfect. I like that a lot. I love the podzol. Makes it look fantastic. Another little thing that you can do is add some ferns here and there. I like to just kind of go around and sporadically place these like flowers, because you don't want to add so much of them, because, you know, they're kind of a very distinct little plant there. So we'll just go around and do that. And then we'll do white tulip, orange tulip. I'm going to go every other orange, white, and then an orange right here. There you go. Kind of got a nice little design. And around the pumpkin, I'm going to place some grass, kind of just spurring off of this. There we go. Very, very nice. This is really coming along. So you can really just decorate this however you want, depending on where you're building this. If you're building this on an SMP server, you don't have a lot of room, but you got enough room to kind of just place the pumpkin in there and give it a little bit. It's all up to you and what you want to do. That's why I love these builds, is because you guys can sort of experiment with them and give them your own little touch. It's just really, I'm giving you the idea and I'm just kind of building it together with you. So it's a nice little format of a tutorial, and I like that a lot. Another little thing you can do is just add the acacia fence here and there, and the tall grass here and there, and that gives a little bit of something as well. You can also place hay bales going around, and pumpkins as well. So I mean, you can just take a look over here and take a look at that one, and there you go. So again, I did the stem a little bit different on this one just to show you that really you can do it on either side or in the front, in the back, whatever you want to do. It's really up to you, and you can make your own little pumpkin in that sense and make it your own. I would like to see a little village of these. I think that would be super, super cool. The pumpkin people. The pumpkin people. Oh yeah. But that's going to do it for this Minecraft building video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little showcase / tutorial. I thought it was pretty good and pretty unique as well. If you guys have any ideas for Halloween builds, we're going to be doing them for the whole entire month of October into a little bit into November. So it's going to be lots of fun for the next month, because lots of creativity is going to be going around with this Halloween theme. And I think we should do this for when the holidays come around. We do like themed builds, and I think that's pretty cool. So thank you, Moon Prism Girl, for the idea. It's very, very much appreciated. And as always, don't forget to be awesome, and I'll see you guys next time.